Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Our top story at 11 is the weather. Here's a live look at Southfield, where things are calm right now, but we need to get you ready for a messy Tuesday that could disrupt travel from sunup to sunset all across Metro Detroit.
That's right. We're talking about a 1-2 punch here of wicked weather. The first round hits during the morning commute. Then the second round of freezing drizzle moves in for the afternoon with the potential to refreeze wet roads and set up another period of tough travel. We thank you so much for joining us for Local 4 News at 11. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. Let's get right over to forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. She's tracking the timing, the areas most at risk, and what you should know to get through Tuesday safely.
A sloppy morning commute as snow does move in the early morning hours, and we'll get a quick dusting to an inch of accumulation, just enough to make those roads slippery in the morning, especially when you factor in temperatures that will be in the teens, but wind chills in the single digits. So be prepared for a little bit of a messy morning commute, especially the second half of that morning commute, with highs tomorrow getting into the 30s. We could also get a little freezing drizzle midday. I'll talk more about that coming up.
Right, Kim, thank you. And the forewarned weather team will be watching the forecast overnight to give you the most accurate information when you wake up. So join us starting at 4:30 a.m. for the latest. Plus, Darnell Blackbird will be watching the roads with time saver traffic. Our other top story tonight, the battle over data centers. A controversial plan to build a massive data center in Howell Township is off the table, at least for now.
Yeah, the developer pulled their application just hours before a public hearing on this. But as Will Jones shows us, residents worry this fight isn't over yet.
Even though the developer pulled their application for the data center, that didn't stop folks from showing up for the public hearing. Residents came ready with questions and demands for the Howell Township Board. Cheers from the audience when the Howell Township Board officially accepted the developer's request to withdraw their application for a massive data center.
I'm super happy that they withdrew their application.
Right now we're waiting and seeing what happens in the future. I hope it stays withdrawn.
It surprised a lot of people Monday afternoon when the township posted on its website that the developer had officially pulled their application just hours before a scheduled public hearing on the matter. But the board decided to still hold the meeting to hear from residents.
I think my concerns generally range from just how quickly it all happened, a lack of transparency and information for community members, and then the obvious issues of massive water withdrawals, energy usage.
The developer wanted to change the use of about 1,000 acres of farmland at Grand River and Fleming to build a data center. Last month, the township put a 6-month pause on approving the project after many residents spoke out against it. Even with the application withdrawn, the fight may not be over for those residents. The developer could come back with a new plan, and the board would have to review it again.
We do anticipate that they'll try to return and do this process all over. So residents just need to be ready and continue to remain engaged.
What I'd like to do is put a motion on the floor to have permanent banning of any data centers in the township. So.
We reached out to the developer to ask why they pulled their application. If we get a response, we will pass it along to you. And Howell, Will Jones, Local 4.
All right, well, thanks. And big corporations are eyeing Michigan for numerous data centers due to its climate, its proximity to so much fresh water, among other reasons. And lawmakers see big opportunities for Michigan's economy. That includes our governor and Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks. She says the state can't ignore what's coming.
Data centers are coming at the United States and the entire world, very quickly. And there are huge advantages to us from the computing power that those centers create. So for us to have our head in the sand and think that we aren't going to have to cross this bridge is probably not healthy.
Brink says the legislature has built in stronger protections than most other states, including closed-loop water systems, guardrails for residential energy rates, and requirements that multi-billion-dollar companies pay their fair share for new computing infrastructure. Brinks also says any future data centers should show clear benefits and be transparent with the communities asked to host them. New for you at 11, residents of the Leland House apartments can rest easy tonight. The power will stay on.
The owner of the building secured a loan and made the payment to DTE Energy this afternoon. The historic building, home to 40 residents and the iconic City Club, had been facing a shutoff over more than $40,000 in unpaid energy bills. Residents who earlier this week were told to move out by Wednesday learned the news at a meeting tonight.
I was going through all kinds of worries. I wasn't sleeping, out wasting gas, trying to find an apartment, and they full. It was all kinds of stuff I was going through, but now I can relax. I can see the light. It's a wonderful thing.
Meanwhile, DTE released a statement that reads, quote, "We recognize this has been a difficult situation for tenants of Leland House, and we remain committed to partnering with the city of Detroit to ensure they stay safe. We are equally committed to complying with all court orders throughout the bankruptcy proceeding and working toward a long-term solution." New tonight, first responders rescue a man from the roof of a home that caught fire.
Yeah, this happened on Belmont near DeQuinder and I-75. Investigators say the man was upstairs when he crawled out of a window onto the roof. Firefighters were able to get him down safely and put out the fire. No word yet on what caused it. A dramatic day of testimony. Mario Willis is fighting to overturn his murder conviction in the death of a Detroit firefighter. Willis has served 16 of a 30-year sentence already for the fire that killed firefighter Walter Harris. But new evidence may show that the fire could have been accidental, not arson. Today, 2 former inmates testified that Darian Dove told them the fire was an accident. Dove, a handyman that was at the home initially, said he started the fire to keep warm, but he later changed his story, claiming Mario Willis paid him to set the fire. Dove himself also took the stand today. Listen.
I don't have anybody here to represent me because it's only y'all attacking me now.
Listen, I'm asking you very specific, concrete questions. They are, what did you testify to?
If this is what's on there, then that's what's on there, okay? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you denying
it's 16 years ago.
You had done some work.
The prosecution pushed back against a lot of the testimony given today, reminding everyone that Dove has changed his story many times over the years. The hearing continues tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow is sentencing day for 2 men who posed as utility workers and murdered a Rochester Hills jewelry store owner inside his own home. Carlos Hernandez and Joshua Zuazo were found guilty of the planned attack. Where they used fake badges to convince the victim they were checking for a gas leak. Prosecutors say the victim's wife was also assaulted and tied up during the attack and continues to battle trauma. Separate juries took just hours to convict both men. Sentencing is set for 1 in the afternoon.
New restrictions are in effect at the Detroit Medical Center as flu cases are climbing across Michigan. The changes apply to all DMC hospitals, including Children's Hospital. Patients can only have 2 visitors at a time, and kids 12 and under are not allowed on inpatient floors. Anyone 13 and older with a fever or cough is asked to stay home. Doctors say they care for many immunocompromised patients, and these guidelines cut down on exposure. Last year's flu season was the deadliest for Michigan kids.
A federal judge has cleared the way for Flint water crisis victims to finally receive their settlement payments. About 190 residents who updated their paperwork will be eligible for the first round of payments. Settlement amounts range from $1,000 to $100,000. Young children with documented high lead levels will receive the largest payouts, while those who turned 18 since filing their claims will need to submit new signatures. Victims will receive letters with access codes to an online payment portal where they will find their settlement details. The largest menorah in Michigan is now in downtown Detroit.
That's right. This 26-foot steel and glass menorah got to Campus Martius at noon today. It's a one-of-a-kind designed by Detroit artists Eric and Israel Norden. Hanukkah kicks off on Sunday night, and it runs through December 22nd.